Perchor. He's this guy, and he's also this guy. And he loves to do these kinds of things.
I love you. I love you.
And now he's a little bit of this guy.
Remember the child living inside, dying in a place, not trying to hide.
And he's also this guy.
1, 2, 3, 4. At least I am consistent with the things I never do. That's just me.
Hey guys, welcome to my first One in a Trillion podcast, the premiere launch. And I thank you so much for taking some time to join me. I just want to be clear with you, I originally wanted to do this completely live, but I'm still having some technical issues about that, so I'm recording it live, and then you'll see the live premiere. And I believe on YouTube, if I do it right, if you go to YouTube, my channel there, I can at least do a live chat with you and then answer any questions you may have. So the first thing I want to do is explain what the concept of one in a trillion is. Basically, I was thinking about what to call the podcast, and I came up with this idea that what can I do as one person, one single person to make a difference. And then I said, well, I believe that you and me and we all are one in a trillion. The chances that you are here on this planet right now is 1 in a trillion. And that you are absolutely unique in God's eyes. You have been made, there will never be anybody like you in the future, and there was never anyone exactly like you in the past. So we have this brief moment in this 3D world, that we can share our experiences with each other, with the universe. There's a couple quotes I've heard before that I love, we're not a drop in the ocean, although we feel like maybe we feel like a tiny little thing on a tiny little blue planet, in this huge universe, but I don't think we're a drop in the ocean. I think we're an ocean in a drop. I think the universe, we are each an expression of God and the universe. And in a sense, we're all connected. And not even in a sense, I actually believe we are all connected. And unfortunately, hundreds or maybe thousands of years of programming and abuse and discouraging this incredible power each of us have by the powers that be, we have forgotten, many of us have forgotten who we really are. And I think we're all feeling something is going on now. Something in the world, there's almost like a split, and it has nothing to do with politics. It's a split of awareness. There are people who are just robots and have been so programmed, their souls have been so collapsed that they're walking around kind of in a programmed stupor. And then there are many, many millions of people, I think, that are waking up. I know for me, over the last I would say 6-7 years, I feel like I've transformed a great deal, that I was, in a sense, very disconnected from what really is, just doing and performing in a 3D world and, not really, really being connected. However, I was given a gift from a very early age of music. That is my connection. That has always been my connection. And anyway, it's hopefully not too long of a way of saying that, we're all miracles. And maybe I can help you and the world a little bit to remember just how much of a miracle we all are, and you are, and don't forget it. And I'm going to try to do that with my music, with creativity, with a bit of courage in difficult times. And, if I can be more kind and more giving, perhaps that will inspire you to be the same. I just imagine what this world would be if we could all realize how connected we are, and we're not each other's enemies. That's not the way nature or God intended it to be. So that's what this podcast is all about. The next part is I went online and I explained a little bit about what's going on in my life, and I'll share that with you now, not to be boring or negative. And I don't want to go into too many details, but I also wish to be transparent as well. So, my Suzanne Hatfield, mother of my children and my partner, and I had a very successful ad agency for really many, many years. And during the lockdowns that everybody experienced, we wound up, having a hard time about it, and mainly because I made a stance against what I believed was not the right thing to do. That governments, institutions, many, many corporations were forcing their employees to get the shot, and whether you get it personally or not, I didn't believe that it was the right of anybody to insist on anybody, you taking any kind of medication. That's your business. That's between you and your doctor, you and your family. So I rallied against that, and then we wound up losing, 4 or 5 of our biggest clients, and then I was forced to let my staff go. We had 35 people, and that was one of the hardest things I ever had to do, to be honest. Since we had a large building here in Philadelphia, Manayunk section, we had to take a loan in order to get us through that tough period. And that was when the interest rates were like nothing, and then they went up 16 times, and who knew? And that became unsustainable. So here I am on the verge of really, losing all the properties, all the wealth that we had built up over decades. And I take full responsibility. I'm not, I wish that things had been different. I wish I'd made different decisions. But at this point, I'm starting my life over. And then, I realized that after decades of, first I was in the music business and I helped so many artists get signed, and, I've had a couple hit records myself with producing other acts that, specifically Catch Me, I'm Falling. And we recorded some huge albums for many, many, many acts from around the area and in fact around the country, including all the Cinderella records. But, I was always helping artists grow, and I was also helping, when Suzanne and I had the agency, putting all that creativity to help companies grow, even like Comcast, and startups. So even though everything may be taken away from me over the next few months in terms of the property, that kind of thing, I realized I still have music. I've always had music in my soul. Friends of mine who know me really well, I've been writing songs no matter what for decades. And I probably have 4 or 5, 6 albums, 7 albums worth of unreleased material. So I'm going to share that through the podcast. I'm going to share my music. I'm going to share my life experiences as an entrepreneur. I've never worked for anybody else. I've always been an entrepreneur. The ups and the downs. And I'm going to share all that with you guys. So the other thing I'm hoping to do is to bring other people on the podcast, strong people who have shown resilience against their storms and what they had to do to make the comeback. And maybe we can inspire the younger people out there that I think during the lockdowns have had a really hard time understanding where they are and what they can do. And now we're faced with AI taking over so many jobs. So where do we all go, you know? I believe that one thing you're not going to have here is anything artificial. I will be honest and transparent with you. And maybe for those of you who have aspirations to be like, maybe there are people out there who say, I really wish I knew how to play piano or something. I can teach you, and I will teach you. We'll figure out ways of doing that. Or those who are playing or listeners of music. I hear music completely different than you do. To me, music is another language. So I can't have music on in the background. If you're talking to me and I have music in the background, it's like I'm having two conversations at once. It's impossible. When I go to a movie and I'm listening to the score, and the way that I listen to any music at all, I hear so deeply into not only the tones, the way the songs were engineered and mixed and how everything's working together. So, I was thinking maybe I can help people become better appreciators of music and sound. So that would be kind of a cool thing. Anyway, I'm going to share a song with you live here, and it's called Not the Nature of Things. I did release it. It's on Spotify and Apple and all that, but a couple of years ago. And basically what it is, it's a song I was thinking about what it would be like to be a parent that has to bury their child from disease or war. And, many children were dying and have died from diseases, especially during those lockdowns. And then after, when they took the experimental, jab, and who knows what the long-term effects that is going to be on so many people. And then the wars, I dedicated to Ukraine and the Ukrainians and the Russian soldiers and the Ukraine soldiers, and they're killing each other. And then the Israelis and the Mideast crisis, and now Iran, and it's just wars have always been terrible for the people who have been involved. And what's very frustrating on top of that is that the people on top make money both ways, on both sides of the equation, as has happened over and over and over again. So you wonder, when you've been raised from birth almost that this is your enemy, and you never get to talk to that person, look them in the eyes, and realize that they're no different than you are. Most cultures love their children, right? They love each other. They want happy lives. They want to feel the blessings of life. This is a human condition, a human desire. So anyway, that's why I wrote this song, Not the Nature of Things. I may get emotional singing it because it's not light. It's not a happy song, but it's still hopeful. Everything I do, I always try to put a measure of hope and love into it. So here we go. Again, it's called Not the Nature of Things. I hope you like it. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to see this. This is way beyond profound. These words were not to leave my lips. These prayers were never meant for this. as my boy goes in the ground. What do we do from here? Where do we go from here? Tell me, where are the blue skies? When will the sun shine again? This is not the nature of things. No, 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 no. I'm not supposed to be the one. Close the eyelids of my son and watch him take his final breath. I'm not supposed to write this song. I'm not supposed to be moving on. His story was not supposed to end. What do we do from here? Tell me, where do we go from here? Tell me, where are the blue skies? When will the sun shine again? This is not the nature of things. No, 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 no. A thousand times, 10,000 lives are buried treasures to the skies, and no one there to answer why, what do we do from here? Tell me, where do we go from here? Tell me, where are the blue skies? When will the sun shine again? This is not the nature. This is not the nature. This is not the nature of things. Sorry, I told you it's emotional. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed it. And if my songs or what I'm doing here moves you in some way, I would really appreciate you supporting this next journey I'm going to go on. There's a couple ways of doing, of course, share and like and comment on all the socials, but also maybe, join my Patreon community. I want to create a community of people of like minds that believe in the natural law, the natural way of living that supports growth of our children and love and the myriad of ways that we can express ourselves and our magic in order to make this world a better place. There's a lot wrong right now, but there's us, and we are the ripple. I have a lyric in my song, "A ripple in the bathtub." Couldn't become a tidal wave at sea if we all pull together. So I would appreciate that, and then you can also buy me coffee.com. The links are in my bio. But again, it's for us. I'm trying to, to make a difference. And please DM me and let me know what's important to you. Email me. Please give me your email so I can let you know when I'm going to be doing things, especially on Patreon. I'm going to do a lot more there that are more private, like for members only kind of things, if you really love how music is produced, I can go further into that. I'm going to share some of the things that keep me healthy. I run 2 to 3 miles every day, and, even as I'm getting older, I don't believe in age. I think that's another part of the programming. Just because we go around the sun a number of times, people say, well, when you're 30, you're this. When you're 40, you're going to get this. When you're 50 and 60, it's all part of this noise. And I don't believe that we have to live according to the noise. We have to make that contact in our hearts of how powerful we can be. So the next thing I'm going to share with you is a song that I just wrote. And this may be the most beautiful song I ever wrote. I don't know. I think I have, on the romantic side, I think I have many pretty songs. But this is really beautiful. I'm going to only play part of it in order to tease you, because I will finish it and play the whole thing on Patreon. I'll make sure that there is for members only, that kind of a thing. I'll talk about that afterwards. So anyway, this is called Forever in a Moment. I'm calling it a quantum love song. And why quantum? Well, if you haven't heard about what quantum energy is, and it has to do with a different type of physics that is really much more powerful than the Newtonian physics that some of us learned in school. And basically the idea is that this whole idea that there's a science, and it's where science and religion meet, that we really are all one. And that, there's something called quantum entanglement where, the idea is that, something that happens to one molecule or particle of energy, it could be, 1 billion miles away, and when that thing experiences something, that it's quantum entangled particle will also experience it. And it has to do with the fact that, we're energy. We're more energy than we are 3D matter. And that energy is what binds us all together, So this is the idea of this song, is that no matter where you are, when you love someone, they can feel you. You can be halfway around the world, and you can send them a signal. I also think that I wrote a song, it's not finished yet, it's called In a Blink. When you go to sleep at night, where do we go? I think our soul, and I do believe it, we don't die, and our souls have a chance to experience another realm, if you will. So when we blink, every time we blink, we disappear for a split second. Every time you blink. So that's why I wrote this song called In a Blink, but that's another thing. Anyway, this is called Forever in a Moment, and I really hope you like it. I have to, I'd like to know if you like it enough and you want me to hear it produced fully. Actually, the other song, Not the Nature of Thing, I've never really produced it with, strings and all that stuff. So here we go.
With each storm I face alone, when my heart sinks like a stone, you are the current that will bring me home. When my sails have been torn by the wind, my lamp from the lighthouse grows dim.
are the North Star that will bring me in. And that's why I close my eyes, to be in no space and time, where I can love you forever in a moment, and a moment is forever with you. And I'll leave you there. Oh, wow. You know, man, it's really pretty, I think. I'll just play a little bit of the music. It's just so pretty. Believe tonight I'll close my eyes and meet you in the skies, where I can love you forever in a moment, and a moment is forever with you. There's still more. Anyway, that's Forever in a Moment. Yeah, let me know what you think about it. Man, I have to tell you, that song came to me 3 a.m. in the morning, like a download from God. I am not kidding. All the music was done. It took me a couple weeks, really, to write the lyrics because I couldn't figure out what I wanted to say. But then when the lyrics came, it all made sense. So there you go. So please, join and share. Follow me in all my socials, YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and blah blah blah. But most of all, join my Patreon. You don't have to. There's a monthly fee if you want to be a patron to me. That's why they call it Patreon. Or you can just be there for free as well. And, some things I'll be sharing. And the next, I want to, again, remind everybody, too, about, if you know people that can benefit from my experience, either with help with music, I'm going to get it back into producing again, and I can help people write songs and comment on their songs, whatever. Just I'm working all that out now. So the next episode, I'm going to tease a little bit. I'm going to start with the new song, Forever in a Moment, but then I'm going to make I really want to make it about two things that I have. One of them I'll mention right now. I wrote a children's book called Tulip and Truck, and it's illustrated. I found someone in Ukraine, this woman who just did amazingly beautiful work, and it took a number of months, and it's a children's book, and it's available on Amazon, but I'm going to make it available to you. And if you want, I'll post it on Patreon, but if you want an autographed copy of it, then let me know, and I'll send it to you. But it's just the story about, unconditional love and unwavering faith, about like a, 10-year-old boy that just never gives up after a storm. Kind of was before all this stuff happened that I talked about earlier, but he had his favorite tulip was lost in the storm, and I won't do a spoiler alert, but it's beautiful, and I think maybe you can help me get it to teachers, and really it's a perfect book for any 2 to 7, and really children of all ages, right? It'll make you smile too. And I have other stories already written. I just haven't created the books yet. So that's about it. And we'll talk about that on the next one. And I'm going to, look for some more announcements of when I'm going to be posting things. And I'm going to try to, I know I'm going to be doing this at least once a week. It looks like, we'll find the best time. We'll try Sundays at 7:30. We'll see. But I'm going to also do maybe one more in the middle of the week as well. And again, thank you so much for listening. This is, I just don't know where this is all going to go. But, I don't know if I finished my thought before, but, for those who do support me now, eventually I want to start playing live again. I used to play live, and I toured up and down the East Coast, and I've played for as many as 10,000 people when I was much younger, and I love it. And anybody who's in my community now, you're going to get free tickets and backstage passes, and it's going to be a blast. So, I love you all. Remember how important you are. Remember your gifts. And please join my community and let's share everything together. Okay? All right. Love you all.